Hi, it's Tom with Digital Foundry looking at the technical ins and outs of the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer, a 68-second teaser with some very interesting technical points. Now, according to the PlayStation blog, this is captured directly from PS4 hardware, and judging by the footage we can reasonably assume these scenes are in-engine, relying on an evolved version of Rockstar's Rage technology as seen in GTA 5 as well to give us shots across a beautifully realised Wild West. The release date may be late 2017, but the game's technical foundation is set in place and it's already striking some incredible results. So let's start with the basics. Unlike GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2 is designed with PS4 and Xbox One systems in mind. It's an important point to consider as you watch this. The game no longer factors in older PS3 or Xbox 360 versions as GTA 5 did, where the team had to work around smaller RAM budgets for its initial release, before coming to more powerful machines a year later. No, this time Rockstar's building its world purely for current gen, relying on more powerful GPUs and sizable memory pools to bring a more tailored experience. We're still waiting on any confirmation of a PC version, but given Rockstar's work on GTA 5 for PC, we'd be surprised if this is overlooked in the long run, but we'll have to watch this space. But what we do have here on PS4 is impressive. There's no word as to whether it's the PS4 Pro hardware used here, but according to our tests, this is using a native 1920 by 1080 frame buffer and with some graphical features on the level of Grand Theft Auto 5's best settings on PC. We have something akin to the extended draw distance feature, and with grass and geometry draw distance settings ramped up to the equivalent of GTA 5's maximum, with pop-ins seemingly out of sight for the duration of this trailer. Now of course, this is the game showing at its very best. There's a lot of artistic license in the framing of these shots, especially with that cinematic 2.40:1 aspect ratio, which is unlikely to be a feature of the final game. So in that respect, we have to take this with a pinch of salt, but the breadth of natural detail here is quite stunning. We have to remember the visual design of Red Dead Redemption is quite different to GTA 5 to start with, a world less focused on complex cityscapes filled with NPCs and cars, and instead the PS4's graphical horsepower is used to render out broader, more flourishing landscapes filled with swathing grass, mountains and trees. The sheer density of all these details is impressive when viewed at a wide angle like this. Even in this compressed video, looking across the hills reveals shadows are drawn in from a very long distance too. It's safe to assume Red Dead Redemption 2 also relies on the Rage engine's already strong lighting model. We have more realistic materials for fur on animals than we had in the first game of course, from the roaming wildlife on the plains to the animals on the street. We can't say for sure if it's a physically based model as we've seen in so many games this generation, but this shot of the general store suggests it may well be. Daytime lighting blends naturally across materials like wood, character clothing and skin as you'd expect, and there's a crisp specular look to rain-soaked mud on the ground as well. Taken as a whole, it's a striking, more photorealistic look than we've seen from any Rockstar game to date, a bigger emphasis on muted colours and earthy tones backed by some great lighting. All this is reinforced by some neat atmospheric effects too, like the expected bloom and light shafts falling through the trees, but also the volumetric smoke and rising dust specks in this barn shot here. This may be a short sampler, a tease of what to expect this time next year, but if this is what we do end up getting on PS4 hardware, Pro model or otherwise, we'll be very impressed. After all, it's been 6 years since the original Red Dead Redemption, a game built for last-gen systems like PS3 and Xbox 360, and only recently making its way to Xbox One by back-compat support. But from what we've seen so far of this sequel, this is the true generational leap we've been holding out for. Anyway, that wraps up this quick look at Red Dead Redemption 2. Still a long ways to go into that 2017 release, but we're sure Rockstar will keep us on our toes with new information in the months ahead. If you found this analysis interesting in any way, feel free to give us a like or subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.
Listen to me. When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back. This is over.